think we're live. We should be live. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're definitely live. Awesome. I mean, like, just bear with me, guys. I'm trying to get like some more folks into this one. Basically, the reason why I kind of feel like this stream right now makes a lot of sense is because, like, I kind of feel like the NFT market is at a very interesting spot right here, right now. Let me get to that in a second, though. There we go. So I kind of feel like with like crypto capitulating right now, it does make sense to basically have a look at NFTs. Because you know what, even though compared to the US dollar, NFTs definitely like lost some ground. They did not against their current native currency, right? No, dude. What's up, brother? Appreciate you getting in. I don't know, like, I think like it's interesting food for thought that even though like we've enjoyed like quite the downslope for like the last bit, NFTs are getting like a lot of bits, right? And why that's interesting is, you know what, like I've always been like very adamant about appreciate DeGods community tuning in, means the world to me. Thank you. But again, NFTs right here, right now, I kind of feel like it's fair to say that everyone has been wronged, right? I've been always like very vocal on like, I kind of believe that NFTs were gonna go no matter what, and we were gonna see an alt season that was like heavily disputed by many community members. And you know what, like rightfully so, because in hindsight I was wrong. But at the same time, the funny thing is, I kind of feel like we bottomed because like the reverse of what happened, what everybody thought, that there was going to be an alt season, we were all going to be rich. The funny thing is, we're all poor now, right? We're all poor to the extent to where it makes sense for whoever left the market at like an earlier point. This is the cheapest like a DeGod, for example, has ever been. Isn't that fascinating? So against like the US dollar, we've printed a new low right on support. There you go. And versus Solana, without like getting all too excited, it does kind of look like we're at like the bottom of things, right? I talked about this with like some guys within like the DeGods community. Whoever feels like technical analysis makes sense on NFTs, and like the opinions are like very different there. But this chart reminds me like Fetch AI back in, I believe it was 2023. Basically at the AI pump, or like 2022. I think like it's ripe for us to go right. This is definitely not the correct one. There we go. I think it will make like a lot of sense for us to revisit these levels. somewhere around these levels. And later on, like a lot higher. I can also see us go like to the 500 Solana level, which would make so much sense because I know like I'm quite literally just like talking to myself right now. And it's just like yapping. But at the same time, like you gotta, if people are waiting for like an oscillator, this should be it, right? So hypothetically, let's say, for the sake of it, let's say 500 Solana. I know like it's delusional for now, right? But bear with me. That is a 10,000x% increase. Now let's see what like a 10,000x% increase would be on the US dollar chart. I mean, it's probably like a little delusional, but like it's not delusional that we would ever reach these levels. So for the sake of it, let's say here, again, for the sake of it, $3,000% to 786. What would that look like on Solana at these levels? Like obviously, like a big part of this theory would be that the bottom would be in based on the capitulation against the dollar. Oh, there you go. I guess a target, I know like this is a stretch and like it's hard to believe, but especially with like the collectability of things. Pokemon cards going absolutely mental. Baseball cards going mental. I kind of feel like this is not like too far-fetched. I don't think so. So anyways, I can be right or I can be wrong. Brody, what's up, brother? I truly appreciate like anyone tuning in. At the end of the day, like if you'd ever be bullish on NFTs, rather to be bullish at the bottom than at the top, right? And like I don't think like this looks like a top. However, though, like it is what it is. This is my macro thesis. I think it would make sense for us to do something like this. This will be my big bet. We'll see. We'll see. You know what? Because like that's the cool part. It doesn't even matter, right? As anyone, we need to have a full bobber stream. What's a bobber stream, my man? Whether it's right or wrong, we'll see, right? I think like all I want to say with like this chart is like whether this is the bottom or not, I think like it's a great time to just like throw some beer money at it. It might pay out, who knows? But more than anything, you'd have like so much more options, right? And that's kind of what I want to like check out with you guys is I think this is the most fun, right? More than anything, you can see like so many DeGods which were once priced at like way higher valuations to absolute like amazing pieces, right? Like if we're talking about like floors, this looks so good to me. It really does. Which might be like priced at like just like at the floor price. I don't think these should be priced at floor. Fact is, like the devil wings are like quite rare. I don't believe like a lot of people like care about like the devil wing rarity, right? Let me see how I can drag the stream to. Actually, give me one sec, guys. Like I'm a total noob at these things. Still need to improve upon these things a lot. Actually, let's see if I can pick things like this. DeGods.com/gallery. Oh shit, Brody's getting mad at life for me not knowing what a bobber is. Oh sorry dude, like I'm not talking about like medievals right now. Like I will discuss those into details at a later stage though. But medievals are absolutely fantastic as well. Definitely one of my favorite NFTs. Apart from DeGods, right? It's hard to like medievals without DeGods. Let's just call it like it is. But you know what? I don't think you need to like you don't need to divide love, right? At the end of the day. All right, let's see percents. I'm sorry for like should have been better prepared, I guess. But it should be better in 3, 2, 1. Nearly there. Boom. There we go. Let's go to like the boson we said earlier. It is number 2172. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. Like I'm not the biggest I am not the biggest fan of season 1. Oh, Brody, I appreciate like the kind words, man, of you learning about DeGods from me. Like at the end of the day, like that's quite literally what I'm here for. If you'd have like any questions or any like opinions or whatever, feel free to ask. And if anyone feels like joining me on stream, just DM. Happy to have anyone. And like last but not least, I would love to just like help people get the right DeGod for their bug, especially if they're new into the ecosystem, right? But you know what? That's enough yapping. I mean, this is a very, very, very good floor. I don't think it should be at the floor. And I think like this is like part of like the, I mean, just look at the fucking season 1 though. Season 3, sorry. People didn't quite like season 3 when it came out, but at the same time, like you gotta appreciate art like this, right? Maybe I'm crazy. I absolutely think this one is an amazing piece of art to rock. I really do think so. So if you're gonna come at me and be like, hey, Cat, what would be like one of the better banks for a buck? You don't want to like spend all too much, right? You don't want to be going too crazy. I do kind of feel like this one right here makes so much sense. I think it's amazing. And especially with the, let's see, like the speciality. I guess devil wings are not quite as rare. They do look cool though. Like there's no arguments in that. Anyway, let's keep on going. Let's see. Boom. There we go. Let's see what else makes sense. I mean, this one is kind of cool. This one is kind of cool as well. Especially, I mean, like, guys, like, fucking DeGods at 400 USD. Isn't that crazy? I mean, like, these guys had, like, a floor price at, what? I believe 20K? $40K at some point. That's just bonkers. Oh wow. There are like a lot which are looking really good though. What we do see, right, is that like NFTs in general are actually like performing quite well in the past 7 days, I believe. Let's see. There you go. Price difference. Matlats plus 4%, Clanosaurs plus 15, DeGods plus 9, SMB 12, Famous Foxes absolutely killing at plus 46. That's crazy. Gamba Dogs plus 9, Frogana, I mean, like, who cares? Galactic Geckos killing it at plus 20. Collector Scripts, there you go. Transdimensional Foxes plus 60% in 7 days. I mean, that is quite impressive. Same with SMB Gen 3, right? I mean, ooh, actually, Utes are killing it too. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. And there's so much room left to go, right? I mean, can you just like imagine? It's going to be like a matter of time before like we see this one, I'd reckon. That's just insane, not going to lie. Utes absolutely killing it too. Okay, Bear's doing pretty good too, plus 25%. Utes killing it. Medievals, I mean, like, they haven't killed it for like the past 7 days, but to be fair, they did like already like do like pretty much a 2.5x. So interesting. I don't know, guys, like we might be onto something. And the same goes for DeGods, right? Because you know what? Like with so many ups and downs, and like so many like people having like their opinion on Frank, on whatever, on like whatever happened in the past. At the end of the day, if like you're a purist in these kind of things, which I would happily consider myself to be, you got to appreciate this art, right? It's not about like shilling my own bags. It's really about like sharing whatever I'm passionate about. And holy smokes, am I passionate about like these things? This one I used to own as well. This is such a great piece. Also because like the skin itself is a leopard skin. Very clean floor god, but like I don't think it should be considered a floor god, because fact is, a leopard skin is giving you a badge trait. Like it's a badge trait, which means that you're going to get a badge on your DeGods.com profile. Because of this, a badge basically translates to you like gaining an X amount of tickets per month, and like those tickets you can spend on the Dusties 2.0. So in order to participate in like free raffles, they're absolutely cool. I mean, like recently I won like the mini hoop basketball raffle. A lot of fun. If you like these things, you're gonna have like a good time just like collecting these things. Gods like these as well, I think they are absolutely cool. Let me just see. I would expect this one to be looking really good in season 3 as well. Let me just show you guys. There we go. I mean, this is good art, right? You know what? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of like season 2, but like then again, like DeGods absolutely went apeshit when I'm not the biggest fan of season 1, but DeGods absolutely went apeshit from the moment season 2 got released, right? This is so good. This is so cool. I mean, like, again, this is not sponsored content. It's not. I just believe like this is one of like the very best profile pictures, and like I don't give a shit about like what the founder did or didn't do or whatever. We don't care about like Nintendo or Game Freak when it comes down to like Pokemon cards, right? This just looks really good. And same goes for this one, right? Like back in the day, like people did not really like season 3, but you gotta admit, like in my opinion, this is a clean fucking profile picture. And even if you would not like do it for the sake of using it as your profile picture, I do think like this is amazing art to collect. But yeah, that's my opinion on these things. Let's move on to the next one. I would say like all the batched traits are looking really good. This one is decent, but this one like is equally amazing, an amazing pick at these levels. Same goes for this one. And you know what? Like this is kind of where you got to decide for yourself. Like if you are remotely interested in, let's say, like acquiring yourself like a DeGod, first off, like you got to ask yourself like a few questions like, hey, are you in it for the love of collecting? Which I am a big advocate for. Or do you want to like make a bunch of money? Because like, if so, just go for floors. Anyone like at the floor price will make the most sense. And Well, I mean, like, you just want to be as liquid as possible right now. Like, floors are quite cheap compared to grills, right? Like, people don't like to let loose of their grills like all too cheap. That's kind of why, like, floors makes so much more sense. Also, like, if you would like to liquidate, like, you can just like liquidate through the liquidity pool more so than posting it either on secondaries or going to through like any buy sell trade kind of channel. Like, it just like saves you a lot of headache. However, if you're just looking for like a decent bang for a buck right here right now when everything's cheap, I mean, I guess like this is like some of like the biggest no-brainers out there, right? Let me just see. I got a bunch of these NFT. Got a fishy trade I'll collect for art, if not for profit. Well, there you go. I mean, you know what, Brody, right? Let's just call it like it is. It's not like we made like a bunch of money so far, right? However, whatever goes up goes down. Whatever goes down will go up again as well, right? Like, we're looking at like price levels here where a lot of people will probably share the opinion like, hey, like, historically speaking, this is rather cheap, right? Guys, like, if you are a sucker for mythic trades, I believe like this is the one. I think it's extremely good. Like, the third eye trade right now is so undervalued. It really is. Absolutely wonderful aesthetics here. Not too much going on. Like, obviously you see like the God Hawk looks really good. The marble skin without the eyes makes a lot of sense though. And here you have like, for whoever is like new to DeGods, right? Wait, let me just like zoom in a little bit. I'm not quite sure if I can even zoom in. I mean, like, you gotta appreciate like the fucking little bird peeping out of the shirt, right? But if we're talking about like several versions of one piece of art, right? Like, especially the third eyes. And again, I got like a few. I believe like if you are a sucker for mythics, the third eye trade is just like one which has such a low entry barrier right now, because like people don't care about it, like, for whatever reason. It is what it is right now. There's only yeah, I mean, like, Brody, like, you gotta love the bird, man, but like, you gotta also love the fucking the mythic trade, especially on season 3. It's absolutely sick. Let me show you guys. Here we go. I mean, just look at this detail, right? Like, you see like the veins on her, the cracked skin. You see like the third eye, no eyes here. The flowers amongst like the God Hawk trait, little bird peeping outside of like the t-shirt. But let's also go to like the other versions of this one, right? In season 1, like, it's vastly different, right? Like, it's a third eye, which makes a lot of sense, right? Obviously, like, the God Hawk is very different when it comes down to like just like overall aesthetics. But yeah, anyways, I think like this is one of like the guys, like, if this is not like a cool looking profile picture, if this is not cool looking art, then I don't know what to say. This kind of detail is like what basically brings me into like DeGods, why I'm such a fan. I'm so happy to be like a community member, etc, etc. To each your own, but you know what, I don't think for an asset which had like a floor price of 40,000, of like a floor price, right? I think like if you can like snipe yourself this one at like $550, I don't mind that. I don't. Like, if you're not gonna pull the trigger here, where would you? Right? And again, no financial advice, because like so far anyone who bought into NFTs has been like an absolute fucking retard. But you know what? You gotta be a sucker for something, right? And I don't mind being like a sucker for digital art at the end of the day. Let's see. Because like we're kind of like, this is where like floor prices get like a little iffy, right? We're already nearly at like 2x floor price. Let's see this one. There you go. Only at 6.7 salami. You know what? Like the interesting part, right? Let me actually like get to like the DeGods side instantly, because this is where like the differentiation in several seasons is so astonishing. You obviously had like the third eye, which is just like this oozing. It's not oozing, but like this aura, kind of like Goku powering up. So Brody's asking, so are the seasons upgraded art on the same NFT or new NFT versions? I believe back in the day it was locked in the metadata. But honestly, it's just like several versions of the same art, right? So let's say like more so than let's see, like DeGods, what's the number? 8906. More than just having one NFT, you have like 3 versions of one NFT, and you can basically profile picture whichever you like the most. And I think like that's the part I really like about this, right? Again, this has cost like so much FUD back in the day, but you know what? When art starts out like this, and it gets to be this and this, and that ends up being like this, I mean, like, I don't mind it, right? Like, if I would have like a personal preference for like whatever one, I can just like choose whatever one I like the best, right? That's why I like DeGods so much. Apart from I do kind of feel like the community is probably one of like the best, if not the best, in Solana NFTs. Obviously up for debate. I know, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna rustle feathers. Everyone to each their own. But it's up there, right? Again, like if we're talking about like collectability of things, which I am passionate about, which is like probably my biggest hobby out there, you might as well collect this. Or like, let's put it like this. I think more than being mad at life or Frank for making whatever decisions, it adds up to the lore, right? You have like either some NFTs where nothing happened ever. In fact, it's like most NFTs are dead anyways. DeGods aren't. Like, they're still alive and kicking. But a lot of these companies have like either shut down or just like halted activities or whatever. It kind of adds to that, right? When, I mean, like there's so many like baseball cards of like people who, I mean, like they're not active anymore, right? And they did many meaningful stuff back in the day. So yeah, and again, the thing I like a lot more. Yeah, so you're saying, Brody is saying that they have like a great community. Dude, like, honestly, to anyone who is somewhat curious about like the DeGods community, this is what I would suggest you to do. Personally, I think they're the best community. Obviously, like any community out there has their ups and downs, right? We are still like in a very, very, very much like dead market until we're not, right? But I think the DeGods community is great. Now, if you want to like, if you feel like just trying out without like committing to like the full price of a DeGod, buy yourself a Ute. Having said that, why don't we get to Utes? Because you know what, like Utes are actually like very, very, very special, I would say. I think the art is, I mean, when you're talking about like an NFT boasting like good vibes, right? That's kind of what Utes are to me. Kind of unassuming, likable, fuzzy, furry. I guess like not in like the furry kind of things, but I mean like these are some furry MFers for sure. But when it comes down to it, like I think they just look awesome. Let's any random one. I think it's hard to hate on this. I think like the colors and like the palette is like so cool. It's good vibes. It's chilling. It's, well, or at least like that is what it is to me, right? You can like either agree, disagree. That doesn't matter. Like we all have our opinions. But if you kind of want to check out like the community of DeGods, buy yourself a Ute. If you don't like it, leave. But so far, I haven't seen like a lot of people leaving. So Brody is saying like if there are like any aquatic traits. I mean, what about a bathrobe? Is that aquatic enough for you, Brody? What about like what's it called? Like the fish what's it called? Anglers Fest? Well, there you go. Kind of aquatic. And also like small little side step. I don't think like the floor seems to be incredibly thin as well. Is that true or not? So basically, right? Investing, sweeping 50 Solana would mean that you're spending 63 Solana. You'd spend 63 Solana, and that would make like the floor price go up by what, more than 50? Is that more than 50%? Yeah. Actually closer to 60%. I think that's kind of nuts. Very, very, very cheap, it seems. What is cheap, right? Like, if they're gonna have like another down trend like this, it's not gonna be so cheap in hindsight. But they are pretty much like cheaper than they've ever been. And plus, unlike SMB going to basically SMB Gen 3 gives you like access to like the same community as SMB Gen 2, but without you having any voting rights. With DeGods, like you're not excluded of anything. Like, and that's just like the simple truth to it. People just like tend to like DeGods better. And especially once you become like a part of this community, it's hard to it's hard to not develop some kind of passion for it. You know what? Like, you guys can fucking flame me in the comments, right? But like, me being a purist within Solana, although like the DeGods team has not quite like fulfilled the anticipation in a way of what Pudgy Penguins did, right? Well, you cannot tell me this looks like pure shit and you're like, oh my god, a Pudgy Penguin is like the second coming of Christ when it comes down to art. I think like this looks equally good, if not better, and a whole lot cheaper. $86, which is so crazy, and it brings you like access to an amazing community. Again, many highs and many lows, but you know what? Like, for anyone who is going to ask me, so how does it, like, what makes it like a good community, is like, again, I will quote Pixel Rainbow, who is a he's a big guy collector in like the DeGods ecosystem. Being a part of DeGods means that you can basically travel anywhere in the world and like have a steak dinner with anyone in the community. Going as far as like calling them friends might be like a little bit, we haven't seen each other in real life, right? But you know what? It's not too far. And in the meantime, right? Like, these are a bunch of people who are so much into the art. It's still like quite busy, even though that NFTs have definitely like slowed down. I mean, like, part due to like the community management being run really well. But like, this community is the most vibrant NFT community I've seen, to be honest with you guys. Actually, like, more alive than kicking than any other NFT community. And don't take my word for it. Just like, get yourself a ute. If you feel like I'm full of shit, just like floor it after. But if you're looking for a community who is actually like elbow deep into like the art they like, I don't think there's like a second best to DeGods. So yeah, anyways, utes I'll definitely save like for another time, because you know what, like, utes are different in than DeGods, because at the end of the day there is no rarity. All of the traits are equally rare, so like, it's very much demand driven. But that's another story for another time. Let's just get to like the DeGods part, right? I mean, if we're looking at like the recently listed, I do kind of feel like the biggest opportunities out there I've already like discussed. I don't think this is a steal. I do think it's a good deal. 1.4k, 1.5k for a mythic trade. It's kind of nuts. Floors are really good. I like this one a lot for the price level it's at. It's a very good mythic, guys. Don't forget, like, there's only like 50 of these in the entire collection. Definitely one of my favorite trades. Let me see. 52 third eyes. And just so you know, the amount of, let's see, mythic war armors, for example, which is like the prime DeGod trade, apart from like the mythic war helmets. But like, the mythic war armors are basically like the big DeGods armors. there's 48 of this one. And obviously, like, there's a huge difference in looks, I know. But it still looks like really, really, really good. The third eye, that is. And it is pretty much like equally rare. So I do think like that might be like the best opportunity when it comes down to like spotting like some grills. We're kind of approaching like the 45 minutes mark. If anyone has like any question, any like whatever, feel free to just like send in either YouTube or on the Twitter engagement. It should show up in the message box at like the bottom right. Happy to make this like as engaging as I possibly can, as well as just like making it as most fun as I possibly can, right? Let's see. I mean, you know what? Like, all these are like really good. This one looks amazing. This one looks amazing. This one is absolutely sick. And there's so many like that. It's just at the end of the day, what do you want to do, right? Like, how many X of a floor price do you want to spend on these things? Again, this one is an amazing opportunity. And you know what? I don't mind this one either. A few days ago, I traded this one with someone who basically said that he would like to have it as it was his first NFT. But you know what? Like, life happens and it's exchanging hands. Good luck to seller. This one I like a lot too. It looks awesome. I think like the rainbow laser eyes is like really rare. 71. It's the rarest eye traits. But you know what? Like, this is where it's like, is it worth like 2.5x floor price? I am not too sure about that. I just don't know. Zombie hell background with nonce glasses. Very nice. I mean, this is kind of where we're starting to get into like the somewhat like expensive territory, right? If anyone new is looking to get into this, I would definitely advise to just like be reasonable in spendings. Unless if you just want to like go for grills. I think like anyone, whatever you like the most here makes a lot of sense budget wise. If we're looking at grills, right? Like, what grills are there out there? I mean, this one is pretty good. So on the one hand, it's a double mythic. On the other hand, like, is it like a 3x floor price plus? I just don't know. I don't. The Mythic Halo, considered like really good. I think it's like the third most rare head trait. Only 49. This one is a good one, especially with like the supernova background as well. Like the steampunk goggles are considered very rare, I believe, not mythic. But like, it's a great looking profile picture, right? Like, it's if you're looking at like the dollar valuation, 1.4K, it doesn't make sense. Yes. If you're looking at the ratio to floor price. 3.5 floors for this one. I don't know. Who am I to judge about like someone's personal preference? Right? But you know what? At the end of the day, I would prefer to have, for example, let's see. This one, this one, this one, this one. And let's spoil ourselves a little bit. Let's go for this one. Buy these three and still having spent less, right? I do think that kind of makes like a little more sense. I'll tell you this much, guys, like grills aren't cheap right now. They're not. I do think that like the third eye is a sweet deal at these levels. I think this one is absolutely a sweet deal. I don't mind like the zombies either. I don't think this is the best looking one. This one's like quite cool. So yeah, anyways, I kind of feel like that's going to be it for me today. We've been like an hour in. I think like that's absolutely fine. And again, I would not be surprised at all if NFTs would like start their march up like sometime soon. I would very much think it would look something like this. Obviously, it's not about like the timing in these things. I don't think it would like take that long. I think like we've been consolidating like so much to the downside. I think this is my personal plan of attack, right? Better to be positioned too early than too late. Again, if this has your interest, it has my interest for sure. So yeah, that's it. Feel free to DM, feel free to whatever. Soon I'll be back on medievals, and soon, you know what, I'll also like discuss youths as well, because I do kind of feel like youths might be somewhat of the odd one out. So yeah, I appreciate like anyone tuning in. It really does mean the world to me. I hope you're having a good time, you find this like somewhat interesting, and that's kind of it, guys. Peace. I'm out.